Hi guys, welcome back to Chinese TCG store. Today I have another market watch for you. I apologize for being gone for a few days, but went on a camping trip over the weekend, had a lot of fun, and I'm back to doing my videos. But I wanted to thank everyone that continues to show out and watch these market watches and various other videos. We're now to 183 subscribers, I believe, which is pretty awesome. So hopefully we can see it continue to climb. Probably won't be too long before we hit 200, which is pretty exciting. But with that aside, let's go ahead and get to the market watch. We did have a bunch of tournaments over the weekend, so a lot of things have, either fallen out in price or moved up quite a bit. And one of the things that has moved up quite a bit from where they were is just the P.U.N.K engine in general. We're seeing the Foxy Tune collector rares at $90, which is crazy. This was, like 45 on release. So if you have these, might be a good time to look to sell them. But honestly, if you just want to hold on to them and play them, they're probably not going to go down in value anytime soon. Ogre Dances are at 50, not surprising. I mean, if you're playing an engine, you're playing the same amount of Ogre Dances as you are Foxy Tunes. At least I am, so it makes sense for this to continue to go up as well. And the ultra rares have for sure. The ultra rare Foxy Tunes are $35. I did just give mine in, so I have my full I guess package now. I do have the super what are they called? They're in here. You need 3 of them, but they are the no punk Xiamens. I have those as well, but I'm glad that I got them at the the Foxy Tunes at $8. And then you saw me pull the Ogre Dance if you're around then when I opened a box of this, and at the time Ogre Dance was going for like $1. But Foxy Tunes are at 35. Amazing Dragon collector rare is 33. Honestly, if you're playing the engine, I would suggest playing this as well, at least 1 copy. Or no, you not at least, you want to play 1 copy ideally, because there's not a lot of good level 11 synchros to go into. So if you wind up with extra P.U.N.K stuff on your field, it's a good way to get rid of it. Use it towards something, because you can only play 1 P.U.N.K. If you could play 2 P.U.N.Ks, I kind of feel like that would be good if you're playing P.U.N.Ks, to be honest with you, just because you can do a lot with P.U.N.K. Ogre Dance up to $8. I did tell you to go ahead and pick these up when they were at 3, because I figured these would continue to go up as well. So hopefully you did. The Deer Notes are back down to $7.35. These had spiked up to around, I think, 16 or so, maybe 18 to 20. I told you to get these out on when they were $4 on pre-sale. I think it was like the day before release or the day of. They were like $3.95. So hopefully you got them then. But if you missed your chance to get them, honestly, I think this is kind of the bottom out price for now. We're at 100 listings, so I kind of think $6 to $7 is kind of where this card's going to stay baseline, and it'll probably move up, especially if this deck proves itself. Xiamens are at $1.80 here. I mean, no surprise. You could have got these for 30 cents, a while ago, but it's to be expected. It's a 3 of. The Amazing Dragons are $1.50, or really $1 here. It's not bad at all, really. I mean, you can opt out of, you don't have to play this card. That's why it's not really expensive. And it's not short printed either. Madam Spider is 20 cents. I mean, this is not really needed. Like everything else, you don't really need to play the deck. I would say stick with just your Xiamens, maybe 1 copy of Amazing Dragon. Of course, you need 1 Deer Note, 1 Ogre Dance, and 1 Foxy Tune. And then you do need 3 Emergency Teleport as well. I guess while we're on the subject, some other cards that I picked up from this set. I picked up 2 Visa Starfrost secret rares and 1 Illegal Knight to play around with. I actually like the 1 Illegal Knight, because even if you just open up this on your turn 1 and you're playing your adventure token stuff, you can just special summon this from your hand, and it's a level 7, and then you can use your help to go into like your junk synchron, and then you can get to a free level 8 synchro that way. So it's not that bad to even open it in your opening hand, even if it has no uses really. But moving on, I wanted to showcase Artifact Dagger, which was going for around $5 or $6 when Predaplant Vert was still legal. But it's spiked up because it's seeing play with the P.U.N.K engine. You can easily do the Scythe lock with your P.U.N.K stuff. You just have to go into Hauk, and especially since we have is it Jet Synchron, sorry. Since we have Jet Synchron, you can easily make Dagda for free. So that's pretty good. But if you have extra copies of this, you might want to consider selling them. I do think this will get a reprint at some point. So I just wouldn't hold on to this if you don't have to. There's one here for $6.43. If you need one, that's not bad. I feel like $6 is kind of where I would think is a fair price for this card, especially being a ultra rare that was not hard to get out of Dual Overload. At least in my experience, it wasn't that hard to get. I pulled a few of these. Next, I wanted to cover Marincess. So we saw some sneak previews of that new duelist pack. I think it's Attack from the Deep or something similar to that. We're gonna showcase it here in a second, but there is definitely some Marincess support in there. And so you might just want to keep your eye on this deck and maybe pick up some of the secret rares or some of the ones that you're going to be playing at 3 copies in the deck, just because it's still pretty cheap right now. But honestly, I think this is a sleeper deck that could potentially do really well in the future, especially since we don't really have like anti-combo card like hand traps like Maxi legal in the game. We do have Nibiru, but we also do have Cross-Out Designator, and I don't think you have to play like a large main deck portion of monsters in this deck. I think you have plenty of room for like hand traps and stuff like that, so you could definitely play Cross-Out if you wanted to. But just something to keep your eye on. And I do think that this deck looks really good as well. Like I really like the artwork of some of these cards, especially Blue Tang. Next, in this sneak peek, or the illegal leaks that we saw from I think maybe they were legal. I think they actually were legal because this set comes out in 2 weeks. I think it was just people opening the boxes. So they were just leaks from content creators that opened the set that I think Konami sent them. Forbidden Droplet was an ultra rare reprint in the Legendary Duel set coming out at I think the 17th of June. So these prices are starting to spike down. We're actually going to see if we can reload it. It's $70 for the Brothers of Legend right now, and around $90 for the original print. Of course, the Ultimate Rare is not going to really be affected by an ultra rare reprint. My computer's being slow right now, so we'll just let it load while we go on to, well, here it comes. Let's see. Oh, come on. All right, we'll just move on to Legendary Duelists while we're waiting on that. So yeah, this Duels from the Deep, not Attack from the Deep, sorry. I think that might be a speed duel set. But right now, these are $48 per box. And like I said, it gets released 6/17. You might want to consider maybe buying a box or 2 of this, either to open or to sell. I think it might be a fun set to open. The Ghost Rare is not that good, but opening up for that Forbidden Droplet is decent. It kind of depends on if it's short printed or not. But from what I've seen, some people pulled like multiple droplets in a case. I don't think it's short printed at all. The only thing is that droplets will get another reprint in the 10s this year. So its price is going to start spiking down quite a bit. So if that's like the only good ultra rare in this set, it's not going to be enough to hold this set. But it's definitely nice to see a staple card like Forbidden Droplet in a set like this. It definitely gives you a reason to open it. But $48 is not bad. I mean, like, this is like below MSRP, I believe, actually. And I think if you look at like Synchro Storm, the bottom out price for that is like $38. So it could potentially go down to like $38 as well. But we'll just have to see. I honestly think that Synchro Storm is better, just because I don't see any cards in this set that are going to be worth $150 like we have in Baronet of Floor, which isn't really a short printed card in itself. I think you pull 3 of those per case. But the reason why Synchro Storm kind of just sucks to open is there's like literally zero other value in that set besides that one ultra rare. So for the average person buying 1 or 2 boxes, if you don't pull Baron to the floor, you're just negging $80 on those 2 boxes, which is pretty bad. I think the next most expensive ultra rare is like $6 for that set, so not too good. On average, though, you are pulling, I think, 4 to 5 ultra rares in these sets, which is pretty good. But we'll have to see. I did see some of the other ultra rares, but nothing too notable. It is watered. Water's just not like the best archetype right now, but we'll have to see, if people can do anything with this set. See if droplets loaded now. So the ultimate rare 300 lowest still here for near mint. Secret rare $85 for near mint. So, it's continuing to go down. 65 for near mint here on the Brothers of Legend. Honestly, if you have Brothers of Legend, I would just sell them now, to be honest with you, because I think it's going to continue to go down. Rise of the Duelist, I think, can go down to like 55 to 60, depending on the reprints. But I think after we get both reprints, you'll see Rise of the Duelist pretty low as well. Like it's not going to go to $10 or anything like crazy like that. It'll always be probably above $35 to $40, but it'll be really low compared to where it is now. The ultimate rare probably won't get affected. Most likely, if it does, it'll be like $10. Like maybe it'd be like $280 instead of $300. So I wouldn't count on that going down much. But I am glad that people are going to be able to get a more affordable access to this card. Because I know a lot of people, like whenever I do like deck profiles or something, and I typically do play for Ben Droplet because I really like the card. I think it's really good. People are like, yeah, unfortunately I can't afford droplets, or droplets makes this deck unaffordable. But unfortunately most decks have to play droplets. I guess less so recently, but I think droplets will kind of always phase in and out of the format. Droplets not super good against Despia, that's kind of why, but droplets is still really effective against Sword Soul, which ended up having a lot of representation over the weekend. We already talked about this, so we're going to move on. Blizzard, I think so when they had I think it was YCS Hartford, something like that, this weekend, I think one of the showcase duels that they had, a guy was playing Blizzard, and I think it was literally just one duelist, and because he was like in the spotlight duel, this card got bought out. This was like 50 cents for the longest time. I've talked about getting this card at 50 cents, 50 to 70 cents, because I think it is a good super from Rise of the Duelist, and it's a cool deck card. So if you have these, you might just want to go ahead and offload them. I mean, hopefully you got rid of them at like $4, because they did spike up to like $4 at one point, but I think even $2 is fair to sell this card. I don't think that it's really worth $2 or more. I think at $1.50 it's fair. Like I feel like that's kind of a good settle price. But I just thought it was a really good investment when they were like 30 to 50 cents. And then last is going to be Celine, Queen of the Master Magicians. This spiked up with the Sky Striker stuff, of course. But these are now $50. And this really makes a lot of sense to me because, if you have dual overload, the 2 most expensive cards previously, or I guess I think 3, because you have your infinite impermanence as well. All of those got reprinted, and then the most expensive card recently, which was Verse Anaconda, got banned. But so this was like really the only option for that value to really shift onto. So this makes sense to me. I don't think this is like really a freak buyout. I think that this has just been slowly happening, and it probably won't go down until we get a reprint, honestly, because this card's just always good. Especially with Sky Striker, but yeah, unfortunately this is what you're gonna be paying now. It hasn't been under 30 for a while, really. I think it's been like 30 to 35 for a while. Yeah, I mean, if you look back here and do a year, I think when I originally bought this card like 2 years ago, it was like $7, but I ended up selling mine as well when it was like 25. It just didn't seem worth it for me personally to hold on to it. But yeah, I mean, it's been steadily going up for years. But I guess along with that, let's look at access code, because I do know that at Ignisters did decently over the weekend. But then Sky Striker, I mean, yeah, Sky Striker as well. Like if you're gonna have Celine going up, I would imagine access code Tucker would as well, because that's like kind of the natural progression for Celine. So if you're playing Celine, you're playing access code. But the secret rare is 105 here. Might be slightly cheaper, but 54 to 60 here on the gold rare. So it looks like the gold rare is really kind of going up, and the secret rare has just been kind of staying around that 100 to 110 mark. I'm gonna click in here and see, but I think it's been around the same price for a long time. Again, I apologize for my computer. I don't know what's up with it. Other than that, while we're waiting, I'll show you what I've been working on. So all of this stuff I pulled, all this pump stuff, it's all going into this deck, which is going to be like I'm calling it Synchro Shenanigans, but it's basically Punk with Adventure Token. But then also with just some like generic Hulk stuff. Like I'm playing Sangans to go into your Crusadia, to search your Crusadia Arborea and go into Hulk of Fibrax, just a kind of another way to get into Hulk, really. But it's a decent deck. Seems to be pretty consistent. It's kind of like, I would say, similar in power level to like what your Sword Soul is doing. It's not putting up a huge board, but what it does consistently, like every single time. Doesn't matter really what you draw, you can get to the same plays. But you can either go into like your Scythe Lock, or you can go into your, what's the card called here? Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity on your opponent's turn, which is really, really good. Basically doesn't allow them to play the game, which isn't really fun, but at the same time, if you're going for wins, that definitely will win you games. So access code here, 105, to be expected. I think this card will stay here for a long time until we see a reprint and the price goes down more, which honestly, I don't think that it will hurt this card too much unless it's like a very high rarity reprint, or if it's really accessible. Or B, we see this card seeing a lot more play, and then the price will go back up towards like 150. But I think we'll see the gold rare move before we see the secret rare move, just because I think people just want to play the cheaper option for now. At least that's what I have seen in action. People are just saying, you know what, I'll just spend $50 on the gold rare and save some money. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see if we ever get a reprint again. Probably could be a while before we see another one. The only place I could think of that they would maybe put this in is that Crystal Beast Battles of Legend, or whatever it's called, something like that. But if it's not in there, I really don't know where they would put this, because I doubt that they're going to give it another gold rare reprint. So we'll just have to see. It could be rough for this card for a while. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I will be doing a market watch with the White Mexican sometime this week. We haven't decided when yet, but I will also try to fit in sometime this weekend, I guess, a market watch with like the cards that everybody chose for the market watch contest. I might not be able to do that until early next week, though. I am kind of busy this week. I've got things going on this weekend, so we'll see. Once things start settling down this summer, we'll start doing more of the daily uploads. So I appreciate everybody that's been patient and continuing to show up. But thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.